Hello everyone and welcome to Soltani Associates. We are Australian visa specialists who have been helping migrants since 2008. Today we have Nic Soltani with us, our principal registered migration agent. Today's topic is the Workplace Justice Visa, a new visa designed to protect overseas workers in Australia. I'll be interviewing Nic in a Q&A format to explain how this visa works and to provide updates on a recent case study where we helped a client through this process. Nic has extensive knowledge of Australia's immigration system. Nic, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be here. The Workplace Justice Visa is very important for overseas workers in Australia, especially those who are facing problems at work. I'm glad to talk about it today and explain how it can help.
Great. Let's start simple. The Australian government recently introduced the Workplace Justice Visa. Can you tell us what this visa is and why it's important for overseas workers?
Sure. The Workplace Justice Visa started on July 1st, 2024. It's a new way to protect overseas workers in Australia who are being treated unfairly or exploited at work. In the past, many workers were afraid to speak up about these issues because they didn't want to lose their visa or be forced to leave the country. This visa changes that. It allows these workers to stay in Australia legally while they seek justice. It means they can report problems without being scared of losing their right to stay in Australia.
That's really important. How long can someone stay in Australia on this visa? And is there a cost to apply for it?
The visa lets you stay in Australia for up to 12 months. This gives you enough time to have your case looked into and resolved. And the good news is there's no fee to apply for this visa. This is really helpful for workers who might already be in a tough financial situation because of how they were treated at work.
That's great. So, who can apply for this visa? What are the requirements?
To apply for this visa, you need to meet a few conditions. First, you must have a temporary visa with work rights and have no more than 28 days left on that visa. Or if your visa expired recently within the last 28 days, you can also apply. You also need to get a certification for your claim, which means proving that you have been treated unfairly at work. This proof has to come from a government agency or an approved third party. They look at your case and decide if it is valid.
What kind of workplace problems does this visa cover?
This visa covers many types of problems. It can be used if you are not being paid the correct amount, if your employer is making you work more hours than your visa allows, or if they have taken your passport. It also covers cases where the employer threatens to cancel your visa, or where you are being bullied or sexually harassed at work. The Workplace Justice Visa is there to help protect workers from these kinds of exploitation.
It seems like this visa can be really helpful for people in tough situations. Can you tell us more about a case where we helped someone with this visa? Let's talk about Maria's situation.
Of course, in Maria's case, which for the sake of privacy, we're just calling her Maria, shows how important this visa can be. Maria came to us because she found out her employer was underpaying her for several months. She was on a temporary skilled visa, and her employment contract said she should be paid a certain amount, but her employer was giving her much less than that, which is illegal. Maria was very worried because she depended on her visa to stay in Australia. She was afraid that if she reported her employer, she might lose her job and her visa. This is a common fear among overseas workers, which is why many don't report these issues. Maria was in a difficult position. She wanted to stand up for herself, but was scared of what might happen.
That must have been very stressful for her. What did we do to help Maria with her problem?
The first thing we did was reassure Maria that she had rights and that the Workplace Justice Visa was there to protect her. We explained that with this visa, she could stay in Australia legally while her case was being investigated. This helped her feel more secure. Next, we helped her collect all the necessary documents to support her claim. This included her employment contract, her payslips, and bank statements showing what she was paid. Having this evidence was very important to show that she was being underpaid.
You mentioned certification earlier. How did we handle that part for Maria?
Yes, certification is an important step. We helped Maria get certification from an accredited third party, which in this case was a government agency that deals with workplace rights. We helped her present her evidence clearly so they could review her case. After looking at the documents, they gave the certification needed to prove her claim was real and serious. This was a big step because it allowed us to move forward with her visa application.
So after getting the certification, what was the next step in helping Maria?
After we got the certification, we helped Maria apply for the Workplace Justice Visa. This involved preparing all the forms and making sure all the documents were in order. We guided her through the entire process to make sure everything was correct. This part is very important because mistakes can cause delays or even affect the application. Once Maria had the visa, it gave her the legal protection to stay in Australia while she pursued justice against her employer.
And what happened next for Maria after she got the Workplace Justice Visa?
Having the Workplace Justice Visa made a big difference for Maria. It gave her the security to take her case to the Fair Work Ombudsman without worrying about losing her visa status. They investigated her claim and found that she had indeed been underpaid. Maria was able to get back the money she was owed. But more than that, the visa gave her the chance to stand up for her rights. She didn't have to worry about being forced to leave Australia while fighting her case. It really empowered her to take action.
It's so good to hear that Maria had a positive outcome. It shows how powerful this visa can be when combined with the right support. For those who might be in a similar situation, how can they get in touch with us for help?
If you are facing problems at work and think you might need this visa, we're here to help. At Soltani Associates, we can guide you through the process of applying for the Workplace Justice Visa and help with other immigration matters as well.
Thank you, Nic, for explaining Maria's case. It really shows how the Workplace Justice Visa can protect workers and how we can help.
Thank you. It's very important to us that every worker has the chance to stand up for their rights and get the fair treatment they deserve. Looking forward to assisting you with your visa matters.
If you are experiencing unfair treatment at work and want to learn more about the Workplace Justice Visa, we are here to help. Contact us today for expert guidance and support. You can reach us directly through WhatsApp or phone. +61 427 092 262. Email info@nicsoltani.com. We are ready to assist you with your visa application and answer any questions you may have. Thanks for listening and goodbye.